salut tout le monde. Hey, beautiful people. This is me again, the Infinity Midwife. I don't know why. Every time I turn on the camera, like, there's this big smile. There's this big smile that just appears in front of the camera. So I hope you guys are taking care of your mind, your heart, and your whole being. I hope that you are walking in alignment with all that you are. And if you're having trouble just being all that you are, because we are that expensive, I hope that you can just take a breather and breathe it in and soak it in and go even deeper and just exhale and be okay with it, because you are good. Okay, people? So I feel like I needed to share another poem, or another piece of art that I've been doing. I've been just doing a lot of, how do you say that, brainstorming ideas, brainstorming, where am I going, what exactly am I doing, or how can I better assist you guys. So there's a lot of things that I'm working on. It's not there yet, but it is what it is. So one of the things I want to first let you guys know is that I've put a link in my IG. Okay, this is a beta test. It's a beta test, okay? I'm offering 15 to 30 minutes consultation to anybody who would like to be more in alignment or in tune with your whole being, okay? And if you feel like, you want to know what I'm all about in terms of helping you or assisting you doing that on your journey, feel free to fill out that form and it will be sent to me, and then we can schedule a little appointment. It's a beta test to see, how exactly am I stepping forward in my work, okay? And how can I better assist you as well? So if you are interested, the link is in my IG bio and you will find it there. I will also post it under this video so that you can go fill out that form. I did the form in a bilingual format so that I can better serve my French-speaking people and my English-speaking people. If you feel attracted, or if you feel pulled in, or if you feel like, you can gain something on a one-on-one consultation, just slide in, fill in the form, and you can also listen to the little glimpse videos or introductory videos to how I work, how I do a little bit of, I want to say, assistance, okay? Again, I am the Infinity Midwife, so of course I offer assistance, okay? So that being said, you guys, I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope that this week is a week of, I don't know how to say this, but let's just hope that you are coming out of your shell, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be, out in the open where, you're meeting all types of people. It could just be, the way you are rewiring your mind, the way you used to conceive things now is maybe changing. The way you used to perceive information, maybe now you have let go of certain beliefs, or you have let go of certain ways of being, certain ways of responding. Your attitude maybe have changed. And so I feel like it is important to say it out here, okay? Sometimes we're going to be met with people who are going to be there for a lesson for just a period of our lives, okay? And they're going to be there to teach us valuable lessons. And yes, maybe throughout the lesson, throughout the learning experience, it may not be comfortable. It may be some hurt going on. It may be some feeling victimized or whatever have you. But know that when the lesson is learned, when you come to the realization that the interaction with that person could have been a minute, 5 minutes, a whole month, a whole year, 8 years, a decade, depending on how you related to that person for that X amount of time, know that there was valuable lessons in it, okay? There was valuable lessons for you to learn for your own evolution. And sometimes when people part ways, they're no longer on the same frequency, or they're no longer vibing on the same energetic level. I feel like it's still important to honor that with the person who you've met, or the person that was in your life for that amount of time, and still wish them farewell, wish them that they get better on their own evolution. And I feel like it's also important to say this here: find strength and courage to say what no longer works for you. If you agree to stay in an energetic field with someone who does no longer vibe on the same frequency as you, you got to find the strength to vocalize that, to express that to the other party. Why? Because it is important that you recognize that you, on your evolutionary path, are maybe not, you no longer have that energy to mesh or to blend with that other person, or that other environment, or that way of thinking, or that habit, or that way of eating, or that emotional response, or that attitude that you once had. And it's okay to recognize that, and it's okay to tell that other person, or that other party, or that way of being that you used to have, like, listen, that way of being for me worked for a while, is no longer working. I need to change it. My attitude used to work when I was coming from a place of ignorance, or a place of lack. Now I get it. Now let me evolve. Now let me change, or let me let go of that person. I allow myself to let go of that person, and I do it in a way, yes, it could be hurtful. The person could perceive it as being hurtful, but it needs to be said. Courage and strength need to be had in those situations where you no longer see eye to eye with someone. And it's okay. It's okay. And it's okay that there's communication, so that the chapter closes out well. Okay? Because when there's unsaid things, there are unsaid or lingering emotions around certain things, certain patterns, certain habits, certain individuals, and there has been a separation, what usually happens is that the door is not closed properly. So there may be lingering emotions or lingering energies that are still directed towards that person. But once you're clear that you said all that you had to say, that, listen, this is not going to work, or, I feel like we need to part ways because, this and this and that, or on my evolutionary journey, I feel like, this is it. We've learned the lesson, and it's time to go. It's time to part ways. And that is important to recognize that. It's important to voice it. It's important to feel that you have communicated that to, not only to the universe, that you've expressed that. If you can express it to the other party, good. But also you need to recognize that within yourself first. If you recognize that within yourself, whether it's a bad habit that you want to let go of, whether it's a thinking pattern that you want to let go of, maybe it's a emotional response that you want to let go of. Once you have put your awareness that this no longer serves me, whatever this is, okay? It could be a person, it could be your mindset, it could be the way you feel, the way your attitude is geared toward a certain emotional response, towards certain responses from the external. All of these things can be reviewed. And once you bring your awareness that it no longer serves you, okay? Once you recognize that it no longer serves you, you need to speak it. You need to voice it. Say, hey, this, whatever this is, no longer serves me. No longer serves me. I get the lesson. Right? I get the lesson of why I used to do that, or used to evolve towards that certain person, or used to have that habit, or used to do or conduct my way in a certain way, or have that attitude, but is no longer serving me. So I'm just going to let it go. And when you say that to the universe is going to reciprocate and say, okay, he or she learned the lesson. this is no longer helpful, or they've learned a lesson and they recognize, they brought awareness to this, they brought light onto this. So let just help them, let go of that baggage, let go of that person, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. I mean, there's more shedding happening. Okay, so I feel like this is important that I needed to speak on that, because I feel like a lot of us are in this. I am going to do another video on my YouTube talking about collective shadows when it comes to religion, because I feel like this is a big one, and there's a lot of stagnancy, status quo that has come out of being involved in certain situations, circumstances, way of seeing life, way of just being in this status quo, because we have certain beliefs about how religion is, or how religion needs to be, how religion helps us evolve, if it even helps us evolve. But anyway, that's going to be for another discussion on my YouTube. If you want to be alert on that topic, make sure that you click on the link that I'm going to post down under this video, and check out my YouTube page, because I will be doing another collective shadow video about how, our collective shadows, let me not start. So all this to say, you may be in a situation where you feel like, okay, you have invested 20 years, whether it's with a person, whether it's with a habit, whether it's with an alliance, whether it's with a favorite team, a favorite sports team, and you've been deceived, however way. And then you realize that thing that you've invested so much time, so much energy onto it, no longer serves you. But because it would mean that you would have to take the steps to dismantling that whole vision or ideal that you had about whatever person or habit or investment that you thought that was good for you, and you realize that, man, I've invested so much time and it's not paying out the way I thought. 7 of Pentacles energy here. And we're like, damn, what am I gonna do? Do I really want to dismantle this shit? Do I really want to tear it apart? Or, will I keep quiet and try to live a real life on the side, or try to become something else on the side without really ever, tackling whatever is in front of me, the big red or pink or yellow or blue or multicolor elephant in the room, right? We need to do something about it, right? But most of us will be just like, I've invested so much time, I have a prenup, or I've married this person and 20 years, 15 years, whatever years, even if it's 2 years, whatever have you, you figure out that, hey, it's no longer working. But before you get to it's no longer working, you have to ask yourself the question, why was I with this person? What was the purpose of us coming together? Or what was the purpose of me holding on to the habit of drinking, or holding on to the habit of smoking, or holding on to the habit that, and I'm saying smoking and drinking, but that's just very, very general. Some people find that it's actually very helpful on their journey, and that's them, okay? Whatever fits your shoe or whatever fits your boat. But what I'm saying is, at some point, people are going to start realizing that things no longer serves them. Whatever is the way of thinking, way of being, attitude, response, emotional, the way of processing emotions, the way of interacting with others that is very defensive or not, the way of not having boundaries, the way of having this self-sabotage talk in your mind about yourself when you think that you have failed or you've made a mistake, or the way you become very triggered when I don't know, your children are screaming or are loud. So whatever have you, at some point you're gonna have to start looking at the things in your life that aren't working, that you're frustrated about, and then you're gonna have to question yourself, why am I so frustrated about this situation, or whatever relationship that I'm with, or friendship, or whatever have you, and start questioning Because when you start questioning, it's going to reveal that there has been a pattern. There has been a pattern of your there has been a pattern of you indulging in this. It was useful at some point, and it's not to bring guilt or shame or to judge. It's just the truth, right? It's the truth. At some point, you were good in this shit, okay? It helped you at some point. And now you realize that it is no longer working. And that's fine too, because we're all humans and we're all here to experience. And at some point, we're just gonna want to look at the shit we created around ourselves and be like, okay, well, that's no longer working. That's no longer working. I used to do that. That's no longer working. And then when we get real with our stuff, we're like, damn, I've allowed so much things, to happen in my life. And when you realize that the thing that you allowed to happen in your life, just the fact that you brought awareness onto this shit, okay? From a lack of better word, okay? So you realize that you've allowed stuff to happen in your life. What happens next? What happens next? What do you do with it? But just the fact that you realized that there was something in your life that wasn't working anymore, just the fact that you brought some light on something that was hidden from the awareness or the conscious, or, just you questioning that, there's more to be done. You have put in the work. You have taken the first steps into realizing that maybe you're changing, and that's a good thing. Maybe, you are evolving, and it's a good thing, right? And I feel like status quo is the worst. No, I'm not being judgmental to whoever feels like the status quo is fitting for them in their journey at this period of their life. Okay, I'm not judging you, but I feel like stagnancy is dead. Or, let me come back on this. Stagnancy or status quo is death. When you look at nature, when you look at how the flowers work, when you look at the seasons, when you look at the days and the night, when the sun goes up, it rises and then it sets, and then the moon goes up and then it sets. Like, there's always cycles. It's always turning. Like, time is, like, even though time is not linear, like, there's always movement. There's always movement. Like, nothing stays in status quo. Like, okay, we're not robotic here, but I'm just saying, like, nothing stays the same. Nothing is just coulé dans le béton, comme on dit dans le Québécois. Like, nothing is in stillness forever. There are periods of stillness where you need to go in and, try to allow things to unfold. But it's always turning, okay? It's always changing. And the more we resist change, or the more we resist, or the more we try to be in the stillness, well then, this stillness of calmer waters, then it becomes dead waters, right? And when it's dead waters, there's not much happening, right? And then one day you wake up and you're like, out of the swamps. Even the swamps, there's life in the swamps. But, like, I'm just saying, like, you're gonna want to shake the waters at some point when they're, it's dead waters. You're gonna want to do something in those dead waters. You're gonna want to feel life again, right? So my advice to you is, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling stagnant, if you feel like you want to move but it's not moving, maybe start questioning. What do you think? What do you think would help? Or what is keeping you stuck? And be honest about it and write it down. What is keeping you stuck? Simple as that. And sometimes we need to be brutally honest with ourselves. Nobody needs to know. It's just between you and you. It's just between you and you. And when you do that, you're going to feel like, okay, damn. You're going to get, there's going to be a lot of realizations. But then just that first step is going to enable you to to start questioning. And when you start questioning, usually that's where you start embarking on the journey of transformation, of change, of renewal, of death, of rebirth. It's a cycle. The infinity midwife. That's what I do. I'm just saying. Let me stop. Okay, guys. Yo, that was my message for today. I wanted to read a poem. I wanted to share something, but I was so inspired to share this word right here, this message. So stay tuned. Next video, I will be sharing a bit of poetry, a bit of singing. I'm trying to like fix those vocals. So on that note, guys, y'all, stay blessed, stay fruitful, stay, in the cycles, because everything works in cycle. There is a period of being born, just like a newborn baby. We're exploring things, new ideas, new ways of being. Then we start, experimenting and becoming better at it. And then, we mature, and then we get old, and then we revisited the lessons again and again, and then we peel the extra layers of skin. That's why, when you start looking at old folks, like the skin starts sagging. If you look at a snake, the skin shed. There's skin shedding, and then there's death, and then there's rebirth again. So it all goes in cycles. Nothing to be afraid about. But we cannot think that we're just going to be for eternity a baby, or we're going to be for eternity a teenager, or the archetype of a baby, or the archetype of a teenager, or the archetype of the elderly, or the archetype of the death. Okay, we've come here to experiment. On that note, guys, y'all, I'm not gonna talk too much. If you want to book a consultation with me, 15 to 30 minute consultation. We're just gonna, try to see how we can work together. I'm gonna leave my my prices in one of the highlights if ever you are interested in working with me, because again, things work in cycle. My programs are based on a trimestral basic. Okay, I work in 3 months time. I don't work in 6 months, a year. I don't do that shit. I work 3 months with me, and then you're good to go. I give you the tools. I help you, set yourself up. We peel those extra layers, and you are good to soar. On that note, guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of your mind, your heart, and your whole being, because you're worthy. Peace. Gucci God energy. Gucci God energy. What's up?